Hello, gentlemen. I am so excited to be here with the cast reunited of Psych here at Comic-Con and the LA Times photo studio. I have to ask, first of all, how excited are you that the Psychos basically made this happen? That this reunion movie is happening because your fans are, in fact, psycho?
I think it's just a testimony to the love that they give us. I mean, Psychos are psycho for Psych, and it's a great thing. From the time the series ended, they started a movement of reaching out for a Psych movie, and the studio said, okay, they answered the call, and here we are. So thank you to the Psychos. What?
Sometimes we do a Fuji's thing.
And sometimes you don't. That's okay.
Sometimes just answer normal.
But did you guys always assume that when the show ended a few years ago, 3 years ago, that this would happen? I mean, was the sense that because the show had been so popular and the fans were so devoted that at some point you would be getting back together?
Maybe. I mean, there was a lot of goodwill when we left the air, but you never assume anything because you just, it's never ceased to amaze me the fact that the fans have stuck with us the way that they've stuck with us. So I'm always surprised. I probably shouldn't be at this point, but it's like I keep using this metaphor about the end of a concert and you cheer for one more encore, but then the lights come on and you know it's time to go, except the Psychos never leave, you know? They just won't go. They're not leaving. So as long as they stay, you know, we'll be there.
And you guys have always seemed really good-natured in general about your fandom and the fact that, I mean, sometimes when you play the same character for a long time.
That was a good metaphor, though. You like the metaphor?
I did. I
Okay.
enjoyed it very
Thanks.
much. There it is. Close the circle.
Okay.
That when you play a character for a long time that you want to leave it behind, that you don't always want. And it seems to me that you guys have always had a really goodwill towards this show and being these guys because they're so fun.
Yeah, well, I think Steve Franks and the entire writing staff did a great job of creating these characters, or giving us the material to create these characters, and they're fun. I mean, Gus is a character that I could see myself playing for years and years to come, especially if we're able to drop in and out and do specials every once in a while.
Right, that's what I was going to ask you. Did you feel like you got the sense when you were putting this one together that, hey, we could do this in another 2-3 years for like a different season? I mean, you know, we'll do a Halloween one, we'll do a Christmas one, that kind of thing.
I think that's probably the plan for sure. I think it's easier to come up with one great story every, you know, year or two than it is to, you know, make 16 good stories. So I feel like this is the right path for us, and it gives everybody some time to go and miss it a little bit, and for the fans to work up their appetite again, and then I think the timing is working out pretty well for this.
And so, can you tell me anything about? It's airing in December, so is it holiday themed?
It
yeah,
is.
and by holiday themed it means we put Christmas trees in the background of every shot.
Excellent.
Some garland.
And some garland.
And
So no
some
menorahs?
Lights. You know what? Funny story. There was supposed to be a menorah.
There was.
That turned out to be the one guffaw in the whole shoot from the art department because they did a fantastic job. But the menorah that Steve was expecting did not show up.
That's very unfortunate.
I just thought it was a funny line, and we thought that was a joke. Well,
No, it clearly
it
says
says,
there's a
menorah.
menorah.
Oops.
It wasn't for lack of foresight. We wanted there to be a menorah.
Right. All right. So it's good that we're getting the word out ahead of time.
I want
Right.
people
So
to
we can-
adjust their expectations accordingly.
So people will know. And so is it one finite case or is it a series of things that happens? I don't want you to spoil, but since you're operating in a longer format because it's a movie, is it just the one story?
It's it's a lot of catching up because it's been 4 years or 3 years since you've seen us. So it's catching everybody up with where we are and what we're doing, and then sort of jumping into one sort of major bad guy case.
Excellent. And so I'm guessing, because this has occurred to me when I was excited to talk to you guys, that one of the things that you get asked a lot because people want this, like you guys have stayed in touch and are still friends all this time, right?
the entire cast. I mean, especially Roday and I, we've definitely stayed in touch over the years. If we're ever in the same city, we're always getting together and having drinks. I've been in touch with Maggie. I've been in touch with Tim Amundsen. Everybody. We're a loving group. We've been together for 7-8 years. We were together in a city that
None of us
were from. So we're kind of forced to become fast friends, and that bond has lasted over the years.
And this show to me too, I visited the set at one point, to me seemed like you really did like each other. It wasn't one of those like, we're all a family, and then
No.
I mean, for us, anyway, we would go to work and just see how we can crack each other up every day. I mean, really, it was like, can you believe we're getting paid to do this?
Yeah, it was so silly. It was nonsense.
And so, since you have had some time off and done other things, was this a kind of riding a bike, old pair of jeans situation, or was there something about getting back into the rhythm of the relationship?
This guy hit the ground running as if we'd only been off for a week. I took a couple of scenes for sure. I think to shake off a little bit of rust. I think the thing that that hit me first was just how quickly we talk on that show. Like the rhythm of Psych
You had relaxed.
is very sort of his girl Friday, bop. That's how we get so many jokes in all the time. So it was sort of like, oh, right, we do it fast. But I would say, by like the middle of the first day, I was feeling pretty loose again.
Right. Drank your caffeine, got back into it. And I know that you had many varied, elaborate fist bump situations over your years. Did you have one that you actually remember that was your favorite?
I do. It was one of those ones that was born in the moment where it was a super down low fist bump, and I remember
I was thinking the same one. It was the
I
same.
quickly crawled across the table. Go back.
That's the same one that came to my
It was one of
head.
those ones where we were in a position where we couldn't, gloat, so we had to do it tiny style.
Real undercover.
Exactly. Had to be quiet about it. Now, do you remember the alien fist bump?
Oh, it was like.
Yeah, that was it.
So that basically was my whole purpose of bringing you two here today for that. That was my
that was
favorite.
funny.
Absolutely.
I forgot about that one.
And so are there new fist bumps to look forward to in the film?
Do we have a new fist bump?
I don't think we reinvented the fist
Yeah,
bump.
All
we do have a new suck it though. We have a new suck it coming to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Suck
so-
it to you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today. December, USA.
That's right.
Psychos rejoice.